Well, good evening, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Okay, good. I see we have a few people on board here, and people are still coming in. Greg, can you hear me? You're muted, Greg. I don't have permission. Okay.
Thank you. You
Oh,
unmuted
there you
me.
go.
Thank you. Yes,
Okay.
there. I was waiting for permission to get in. How you
Okay.
doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Just
Good.
uh I know Alex is going to join us shortly too. I think he just
Okay.
told me he was
We'll get him when he gets here. Okay. Let me see. Joey Rodriguez, I don't have permission to unmute. Where's Joey at?
So he doesn't have to unmute yet. When it's their turn to speak, we can allow them to unmute. Not everybody needs to unmute at the same time.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that everybody was
We
able
can, as
to.
the host, they once it's their turn, we can do it that way.
All right, Joey saying okay, Shirley saying okay. All right, so far Sylvia's good, Alex is good, everybody's good. Okay, so far so good. Okay. All right, let's get the meeting started. No idea who this is. So good evening, everyone. I'm Sheila Green from Parkside Business. I'm the outreach specialist, and thank you so much for joining us for our pop-up. Um, we decided to have this pop-up because it's some things that are changing in our landscape around us. Um, and we just want to make sure we're on point on the things that are coming in the future as this weather keeps on playing snow, mega, whatever it is, snowmageddon, I guess, for lack of a better word. But it's a constant, every time you turn around, it snows without even warning. 50 some degrees, and then it snows the next day and you get a blizzard. So, but we're looking at the construction that's going to be on Haddon Avenue starting in the spring when things actually finally break. We also needed some background information from American Water to let us know like what's going on. We have had some situations with possible water discoloration, pipes breaking, main lines breaking, pipes freezing. It's a whole lot of pipe stories going on around here right now. And we also wanted to bring people up to date on our Parkside Place construction that's happening on Haddon Avenue as well. So I want to welcome tonight our newest member to the team, which is Shirley Azari. She's a part of our team now, and she'll be working with all of us, but most of the time with me, and a lot of things that's going on. So we just want to make sure that she feels comfortable and welcome here. And she is not a stranger. She is a native to the community, and she is a wealth of information. So we truly appreciate having her on board with us. Miosha Lawrence is also part of our team tonight, and she is on board with us. Miosha takes care of our home ownership programming to make sure that people understand how to buy a home and what you have to do to get to that part and everything. So it's really important that the businesses on Haddon Avenue have more knowledge of what's going on and how we are going to go forward and what it is that we can do to keep people informed on how things are changing around our communities. Um, Greg is also on board from the county. He's the engineer and he's the one that has all of the knowledge. But Alex Darling is the person that keeps us up to date as for like, this is what's happening, this is what's closed, this is what's open, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're not going to do. And we appreciate that. So all of them are on board. American Water, I do believe I saw Joey Rodriguez. He should be on board as well. And Joey represents American Water. There may be someone else. I haven't seen everybody on the participant list yet. But when it's time for people to speak, you know who you're going to have to represent. So you guys just introduce yourself, let us know who it is, and we'll go on from there. Also, just to make sure everybody knows, this is being live streamed through Facebook. So more people than not will see this, and that's a good thing because we want people to understand what's going on in our immediate community right now. So we are about 7 minutes in, and we are going to get started. So let me see who I have that can come first. American Water, are you ready? Joey said he is ready. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with American Water, and then we're going to go on to CCP, and then we're going to talk to Mr. Aziz Weeks from Sanair regarding our Parkside Place construction. And Joey, can you give us some updates and some information on, like, the pipes, water discoloration, main lines that broke over the weekend, and various things that's happening and things that people should know, frozen pipes, things of that nature.
Good evening, Miss Sheila. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Appreciate the chance to come on and be with you. So I'm here with my colleague Harold Sofield as well. But yeah, just again, appreciate the time to come and chat with everybody and share some updates that are, things going on throughout the neighborhood. But yeah, to your point, Michelle, there's a lot of things happening this time of year with the weather, so up and down, so to speak. But we'll kick things off with the weather, right? And thinking about the cold temperatures and how that can have impacts on our pipes and our homes and things of that nature. And so we've been really trying to communicate with folks ways to help minimize any chance of water main breaks of any kind, right? Small things that folks can do at home, as far as, if you have pipes that are running through your cabinets, opening that so that the heat in your home can help keep pipes thawed out, insulating any exposed pipes to cold temperature, having small trickles run through your pipes. All those different tips are helpful to help mitigate or try to minimize any chance of water main breaks that are happening or pipes bursting. Unfortunately, this is that time of year where a number of this is happening across the entire US. It's with the weather, it's just really unpredictable and adds added stress to the system. So I'll jump in with my colleague Harold, who might be able to share some other updates as to what's been happening in the community. I am excited to say that to your point, Ms. Sheila, there was a boil water advisory that we had to issue just this past few days. We're so happy that that's been lifted. We've got our water testing back. Water is safe and can be used. But the team jumped right into action once we learned of the water main break that happened out in Fairview, Centerville, and Morgan Village communities, and got into to fix that pipe. So I'll toss it over to Harold to see if he had anything to add, and then we'll kind of focus in on Parkside and things that are happening there. Then if Harold has his last name is Sofield, so Sofielh, if he could be unmuted.
Can he just raise his hand? Then we'll see because we can. Oh, there you go.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to have the floor here for a minute. Just echo on what Joey is saying. It was unfortunate water main break, obviously, over the weekend, but through the efforts and coordination with the city, the team did a great job getting that repaired as soon as possible. So I'm just happy to report that. Regarding some construction going on that, you've seen all the work on Haddon Avenue. I mean, from my team's perspective, before the main overall county project started, the focus was for us to get in there first and to identify any lead service lines. So, everybody's fully aware of that whole initiative. And Haddon Ave was the first part of our pilot program to get lead service lines replaced. So that was completed months ago now. We don't expect to be back in the Parkside area in the near future. Near future, I mean probably 3 to 6 months, and don't have much of a timeline yet about when we would be back into Parkside from a lead service line replacement perspective. Once the full program gets underway, it's a lot of coordination with the city team, PSE&G, just ensuring all efforts are coordinated, especially when it comes to road paving and things like that. So a lot more to come on the overall lead service line replacement program. It will be heavily communicated. Will be a lot of advance notice to the residents about when the work will be conducted. So we're excited to get that program going. It's just navigating the next steps with the city in collaboration. So let me pause there. That's you know, the biggest update regarding some of the active work we have going on right there. Anything else you wanted me to add, Joey?
And then I think the only other thing that we always typically like to add is, as you know, we have our treatment facility in Parkside, and it's been up and running and doing exactly what it's intended to do, and it's been working really great. So we like to highlight that as an added to your neighborhood.
Yeah, definitely. Super happy with the way that plant is producing water, and the great news is we just put the bigger plant online, the Morris Del Air treatment plant, and it's essentially 4 times the size of the Parkside plant. So it's the exact same project, just in a different location with other different challenges. But super happy to have that online, producing water at that plant as well.
Excellent. Um, so we have some older houses or houses that have older piping in them that have been running into frozen lines. And of course, the winter isn't over until it's over. Um, and we would like to just see if American Water kind of like, give us some education on what to do in this particular case outside of what you told us, Joey, like opening up your cabinets and allowing the heat to go in. But, we know about wrapping pipes and things of that nature, but some pipes are made out of various materials. You have PVC pipes, you have copper pipes, you have old iron pipes. So can you just tell us like the difference between the piping and how the temperatures will affect the pipes?
Sure thing. Harold, did you have anything to add there?
That's a little bit out of my wheelhouse, unfortunately, about the different pipe material. But to like what Joey was kind of touching on earlier, that like ensuring to have a trickle of water come out the faucet is always been one of the key things in the winter months. That for sure, certain, and opening the cabinet doors. I mean, I remember doing that ever since I was a kid, to be honest. Is opening those doors, allowing some heat to, you know, get around those pipes a little bit, have that trickle of water running. Those are some of the critical things you could do.
Okay, that's acceptable.
Miss Sheila, and the other thing I'll add, and I'll send this to you that you can share with the entire group.
Mhm.
Aside from those quick tips, it's also the importance of understanding where your emergency shutoff valve is, right? That's another important factor, and they look, to your point, slightly different, whether it's some sort of ball kind of joint or more of a, uh, forgetting the name of it. They have technical language though, but I'll send you an image of what they look like so people can start identifying where these are in their homes in case
Mhm.
there is, for any reason, an emergency that they need to cut off their lines so that they could try to mitigate any issues there. That's also a big piece to know. So I will share those two things with you to share out with the community.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because the Parkside homes are older. These homes were built like, in the late 20s, early 30s. And the materials that was used then was not the materials of today. So some of the piping that may have been put into the ground during that time period, not thinking about freezing and all that kind of stuff, as time has changed and everything, and the pipes have gotten older, the freezing part has actually started to take place in certain places, especially where there are crawl spaces or underneath
Sure.
of people's like sun porches and stuff like that, where there's no heat whatsoever. Um, we are trying to advise people to like, either get your pipes wrapped in the styrofoam, wrapping, as well as to put it like a small heater in that space if you can. That'll keep the pipes warm during this time period. And you're right. The shutoff valves are in some very strange places. Like you really have to go look for this thing. I don't
Sure.
know
Right.
how, now that they have the, what do you call it, the digital readers on there, it's a little bit easier to find. But in the beginning, I had no idea where the cutoff valve was in my house. So, I got a plumber and he found it, and now we know what to do. But that's very important that we have that information. So thanks, Joey. Thank you, Harold, for that information. So in other words, we will not have anything going on with American Water going through the spring. We won't have any, yeah, no real.
I think it's safe to say through the spring. I think it's safe to say. I mean, things could change if we get like a big update from the city. So I
Mhm.
can't say guaranteed, but I'm expecting things more in the second half of this year.
Okay.
But we'll be heavily communicated with each community as we get there.
Okay, because we would like to just bring that to our, residents as soon as we can find out whether we do it like this as a pop-up or we do it as our regular community meeting that you guys have attended already. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, and we would like keeping people on point as and empowered people is a very, trusting and knowledgeable people. So that makes it a lot easier to work with them when they know what's
For,
going on instead of them having surprises. So
for
we
sure. Couldn't agree more.
yeah, we really appreciate what American Water does for us and with us. And we thank you guys for your time and for hanging in there with us for all this time and everything and getting so much done. Um, we are going to be talking about, some things in the future where summer program is concerned, Joey, and National Night Out and, Haddon Avenue Street Fest and all this kind of stuff that we do every year. So we just want to make sure American Water is on point, let them know what we're going to do, how you guys can fit in and how we can fit in to help you guys if necessary in other places. So thank you so much.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. And yeah, keep
Mhm.
us informed and any chance we can, we will.
We will. Thank you. So, CCP, how you guys doing? Alex is there. He needs his mic open, please. Well, Miosha, if you can hear me, Alex needs his mic open.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. So first off, just want to thank everyone for attending this evening's meeting. I'm glad I could also join to provide recent updates pertaining to the Haddon Avenue improvements project. Joining me today is the construction manager for the road reconstruction project, Greg Marchese, representing Remington and Vernon Engineers. To quickly dive into it, I just want to, reiterate the fact that this is a $17 million project that, spans a course of 2 years. It's a massive infrastructural upgrade taking place within Haddon Avenue, spanning Newton Avenue all the way up to Euclid Avenue. And this project, just as a reminder, has been divided into two segments. So phase A, what we're touting it as anyway, focuses on the stretch from Newton Avenue all the way up to Kane Avenue. And then phase B, subsequently following phase A, obviously, focuses on Kane Avenue all the way up to Euclid Ave. And the overall goal with this project is to modernize the corridor. That way it's designed to be a complete street, right? So it's more than just resurfacing, as you guys are well aware at this point. But it's fully reconstructing this corridor with upgraded utilities, sidewalks, traffic signals, and paving. And so, you're going to be seeing sanitary sewer upgrades, storm sewer improvements, water main replacement, curb, sidewalk, driveway reconstruction, and full roadway reconstruction. And while the utility upgrades aren't particularly glamorous, it's something that's needed. We were dealing with a very, very, old infrastructure, in Camden, and specifically in that Haddon Avenue stretch. And there was an obvious need to modernize it. That way, it's more reflective of the ongoing economic development that you see within this corridor today. Um, but where construction has focused thus far, the Newton Avenue to Kane Avenue segment, and the work has primarily been focused on utility improvements. Reason we're starting with utilities is because obviously once that roadway is rebuilt, you don't want to reopen it for underground work, right? And so we're doing, the water main replacement, and sanitary sewer and storm sewer connections. So you're going to see that continue to take place over the course of the next few weeks. I hope I'm not getting too far ahead of myself. But the weather hasn't been so kind to us. Obviously, we've been in some extreme, winter weather conditions right now that has disrupted the progress. Again, the contractor and the project team itself, continues to work, diligently to ensure that, we stay on track and, you know, complete this within that 2 year life cycle, at least to the best of our abilities anyway. And so what you'll notice is that the construction has been implemented using a block by block staging approach, which ultimately means that we're working in shorter segments to detour them more localized. Traffic's being shifted only where necessary. And then, once a block utilities are completed, they're able to move forward onto the next stretch of blocks within that particular segment. And so that's what you're currently seeing right now. And in fact, and again, hope I'm not getting too far ahead of myself, but I would expect in the next 2 to 3 weeks per se, we'll actually be able to open that stretch from Newton to Pine. We'll be able to open that back up. And you'll start to see, other segments start to open back up as well as we continue with utility upgrades within that particular segment. Needless to say, so once those utilities are fully installed in phase A, we'll be able to transition into the next stage, which will include the curb, sidewalk, and roadway improvements. So we figured that'll take place at this juncture. That'll take place, summer, fall time. And Greg, correct me if I'm wrong there. I know we don't want to, subscribe to a specific date, but that's my best understanding given where we're currently at right now, right? Miasha, can you unmute Greg? Sorry.
There we go. Thank you very much. Yes, you're absolutely correct. Basically, we've been held up by the weather. So, as of our progress meeting held on Tuesday, we are about 3 to 4 weeks behind schedule of moving forward. So we would have actually been out of the area between Newton to Pine, like Alex was saying earlier. So we should be out of there within the next 2 weeks, and that will open up that area in which we're looking early spring to start actually doing some actually road work where you'll see curbing and sidewalk and that phase of the project start moving forward. But until we can get the utilities and the infrastructure replaced, we cannot bring in them crews to start that kind of work. And that's where we are. And that valve that he was talking about earlier is a stop valve for this water. So just to give you guys a heads up.
It's always good to have
But
an engineer. Great, always. That's
but
excellent. Glad that everybody's still on board. We have questions about the second part. Okay, so right now it's between what's affecting Parkside specifically is our business district, which is between Wildwood and Kane Avenue at this point. So when we cross over Kane Avenue, we go to the next section of the next part of the business district. And we wanted to know, do you have a timeline on when that's going to actually start?
And I'll defer to Greg as a subject matter expert to reiterate or piece together anything that I may have missed. But based off of the current schedule, we're not anticipating hitting that section because again, that's going to be in phase B of this project. We're not anticipating being there until sometime after the fall, right? Can we say that with confidence, Greg? You got
Can you unmute
muted
him
there.
again? I don't know if I'm doing this or not.
Just looking for him
You got
again.
it?
He just has to raise his hand
Mm-hmm.
because his screen is off. That's why.
No, he's right there. We can see him.
Because like the utility
Oh,
upgrades and
Greg, I'm
then
sorry. There
the
you go.
There you go.
so the utility upgrades and
Yeah,
then the
Alex,
roadway construction in phase A, that still has to take place before we even transition into the phase B, which is going to be from Kane to Euclid. And so until we can finalize the utility upgrades and then complete the roadway reconstruction piece of it, only at that time will we be able to be able to transition into that phase B. So I think like at this juncture, I can't necessarily give you a specific timeline or estimate as to when we will get there. But based off of the project timeline that we had, outlined at the outset of the project, I'd say that we should be there sometime after the fall period. But
yeah, I'm
Greg,
going to say sometime November, December, we'll start breaking ground on the phase B of the project. If we get some where we accelerate it a little bit, maybe November, but I'm thinking more towards December of this year of getting there.
Okay.
So
Okay. All right. So December of this year. So that puts us in a good place for our Haddon Avenue Street Fest, which is in September. So we don't have to worry about the ground being broken up and no parking space and everything is sideways, you know.
mhm.
And Bridget wants to know, can we ask questions? So she may have some questions as well. So can we open up the mic for
Absolutely,
Bridge?
absolutely.
I'm waiting for Miosha.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't think it's just opening up the ability to ask questions to me. I think anyone that's a part of the meeting may have a question that they would like to ask.
Mm-hmm.
I know Nika, Curate Noir, had sent an email inquiring about the signage. Again, it seems like, the detour signs are still not directing people so that they can navigate their way through the street closure. And I don't know, Nika, if there was another question that you had in an email that was sent yesterday as well, but I think, Miosha, if you could unmute everyone.
I mean, during construction, we have been leaving the road open from Virtual Hospital to uh, Cooper Hospital one way and keeping the detour in place coming from Newton down around to Kane Avenue. That happens to stay in place. But most of the time when we're working in the segments, the cross streets are open to basically get through Haddon Avenue because we're taking only small pieces of the reconstruction and doing the infrastructure of that work. So we've been trying because the contract was written for us to shut down the whole road, and the contractor has made a whole different avenue to basically open up the a road where he's not working for us. So, I mean, he's working with the city, he's working with the businesses, he's working with keeping the road open.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate everything you guys are doing, and I look forward to the outcome. It's going to be a new Haddon Avenue. But I just think, as we've done in the past, just kind of raise some concerns or issues and just continuing to be able to work through some of those. So I know specifically Nika had sent an email about the signage, which is something we've discussed a couple of times with you.
Yeah,
So
for the detour. I do it periodically just to see. And the other day I was coming from the virtual direction and the street was blocked off by the police officer's car, which detoured us. And unfortunately, the detour then ended right at the middle of Kane, where it doesn't tell like a someone who doesn't know the area, do you go left or do you go right? And it seemed to just like drop you in the middle of an area that somebody may be unfamiliar with. So I don't know if something had changed because some new construction was taking place. So I was just curious to know, do we always update the detours, or do things change and
The,
we need to let people know that detours are changing routes, or was there a sign
no,
missing?
the detour is the same as it's been from the very beginning. It's going for, if you're coming from Virtual, you would make a left onto, uh, basically Kane, take it all the way up to Broadway and work your way back up to, Newton, where you would come back down
Mhm.
Newton to, to get back on Haddon.
I was coming from Cooper.
So if you were coming from Cooper, you would basically take, well, if you, yeah, take it up to Newton, you would take it all the way up to Broadway, take it up to, Kane and make the left there. I know it's a little tricky there when you get off of, you know, Broadway. There you have to make
Mhm.
that where you get involved with the 676 exit, and I'll have them check them signs, but them signs should be there to place you back onto Kane, because you have to make that left and then make the right to get back onto Kane.
Right. And then it leaves you at Kane, but there's no sign to you
But
go
once you get
right,
back to
left.
how the detour works, once it gets you back on the Cane and gets you up the back to Haddon, then you know where you're at. You're at Haddon. You would either, you said you were going to go right or going to go left there.
I think,
Okay.
The
but
signs
what,
bring you
But
back
I
to
know where to
Haddon.
go, but someone else may not.
Well,
That's all I'm
well,
saying.
the way the detours work is to get you back to where you were coming from. And once we get you up Kane Avenue and Haddon, that would put you back on your path to go. If they were coming straight through, you would just go
Okay.
very
I'll
straight up
send a
towards it.
picture to Alex what I'm talking about, because I know there's another detour sign that takes you by the 676. This is before that area. So I'll take a picture tomorrow what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, please send it to us.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Okay.
maybe there is a sign down,
I just think
and
there's a sign missing. There probably was one there before
maybe.
because I've done it before,
Okay,
but
yeah.
I'm like, there's something missing.
Signs do sometimes come down. Sometimes
Hmm.
people steal them, for I'm just, they steal them and they think they're going to go get money for them. When they get to the recycle place, they won't take them because you have to have written permissions to turn them signs into any recycle place.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But if additional signage is needed, we'll obviously work in tandem with the county
Yeah.
and produce additional signage. So yeah, Nika, if you're able to get out there before I am tomorrow and you're able to send a photo, please get that over to me and Greg, and we can raise it up for further discussion at our transportation meeting.
I'm texting this inspector right now to let him check that tomorrow morning.
Now, for the
Thank you,
fact
Greg.
that people are in Parkside and they're coming, say, this is going to be a lot to digest in a minute. So if you're coming from Virtua on Haddon Avenue and you're coming down, you hit Kane Avenue. Kane Avenue splits and goes, we'll say east and west. So the right is east and the left is west. And west goes towards the Broadway area. The other one goes back towards, it actually could take you Kane Avenue down to Euclid and come back around. And you can come around and hit Park Boulevard and go out that way. So for
Correct.
people that are in Parkside, instead of them having to go all the way to Broadway to come all the way back around to come back, because we got a lot of side streets that's in between main side streets that you can actually make a right and come around and go around on the other side, because everything for Parkside is on the right-hand side going towards Cooper. So everything that's going towards Cooper can be done from the right-hand side. Like if you get down to Kane Avenue and you make the right, you'll end up going down to Park Boulevard. You go down to Baird Boulevard first. That'll be the first boulevard. If you go further down, you end up at Park Boulevard. Park Boulevard can take you all the way around and bring you around on the other side. So you could do that. But because Park Boulevard is from Haddon Avenue and Vesper to Haddon Avenue and Park Boulevard. So you can get through Parkside just by utilizing that sector and utilizing Park Boulevard. The other thing is that if you go all the way to Broadway, when you get to Broadway, you've got a left and a right as well. You got a left and a right and a straight, be honest with you, but your Broadway is left or right. So if you take the right and you have to come back in, you have to come probably down to Mickle Boulevard to come back in to get back to Haddon,
No, you'll come down
because
to Newton. You would go
come
down,
down to Newton.
yeah, you would come down to Newton. That's the detour because we have to, when we do a detour, we have to also, first thing, we have to keep it on a county road because it's a
Hmm.
county project. Second
Okay.
thing, that's by law.
Oh,
By law, we cannot, we're really by law not allowed to go put it on city streets.
oh,
Whoever the state, whoever's funding the project, that's where you have to keep the roads on
okay.
to make the
That,
detour. You can't deviate from that. Like if you're doing a state project on like 676, you have to keep them on Route 130,
right.
676, 295. That's how
Thank you,
you got to
Greg.
do that's how you have to do your detour. If you're doing a city project, you could use the city roads
Use the city
and
roads.
you can use the state roads and you can use the county roads because you can always go up, but you can never reduce down.
See that? See that?
That makes a
As
lot of sense.
as citizens that don't know anything about that, you just opened up a whole 5-star thing. Okay, we got a five
Yeah,
star menu right now because we didn't know county roads are county roads, and they all used the same. State roads use state roads, and they all use the same as city roads use cities. We now know this is the reason why you're sending everybody to Broadway, because that's the next county road.
correct.
Got you. All right. See, that
Yeah,
was
I'm just saying.
easy. That
And
was
then
real easy.
also you have to take in mind the tractor trailers, the buses, and that can
Mm,
make the radius turns on these
mm-hmm.
roads too,
Right.
because the buses aren't going on small city roads; they're going on the big county roads, so they
Yes.
can make the radius turns too.
Now, what is Baird Boulevard? Is that a county or is that
That
a
is a county. That is a county road. Yes, yes, it
okay.
is. Yes, it is.
Okay. So that's the reason why every time that anything goes wrong on that road, we see the county come out. When we had the sinkhole that was right there by Baird and Kane,
Yep,
it was a sinkhole about a couple of years ago, and
that's
the
a
whole
county road.
county
That's
came out,
yeah.
and pulled it back together again. And we were like, Baird is a county road, but it's a boulevard. How is that?
Mm. Yeah, well, there's a lot of county roads throughout the county that you wouldn't even think they're county roads because they're small
Okay.
streets. But just like we did Thorndike
Mm-hmm.
a couple years ago. That's county.
Okay. So where the
Yeah,
emblem is that shows you the county emblem on it, the blue,
exactly. You
right?
got
That
that.
lets you know
You
that's a county road.
Yep,
Okay, and they all
exactly.
have
So
numbers, right?
yep,
This is a
exactly,
teaching program right now, so we're learning roads and what the difference between city, state, and county roads are. So we know, like, if there's a county problem, if you see that emblem up there, you call the county. If you do not see
exactly.
that emblem up there, you call the city. And if it's a state road, it's going to say interstate something like 676 or something to that effect. Oh, we are
Correct.
so all on point right now. This is cool.
Yeah,
Very,
you're
very good.
welcome.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you so much for that. So we don't see any changes until the fall coming. And you guys will be back on point as the weather changes. We got another storm system coming in. We don't know exactly when, but they said maybe after this weekend or Thursday. I'm
Hopefully
not
not.
sure. Yeah, the one that came in this morning was like that was a baby in comparison to the last one. And the one that's coming in, they said is going to be a little bit of a thing, but not as bad as the first one not as bad as the second one that just hit us. Because the second one was like an actual like nor'easter blizzard. We haven't seen that much snow that way in a minute, but it still wasn't the snow of 1996. So
Exactly.
as long as we don't see that, we're good. Okay, so are there any questions to the county and to CCP regarding, the construction on Haddon Avenue? Any of the businesses have any questions regarding that? I see Aziz is lit up.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, really happy to be able to share with you around Parkside Place 1 and 2. I apologize to all of you who came out on February 11th February 11th, and I was unable to attend. But happy to provide an update. And as I think about last year at the State of the Parkside event, at that moment, I believe I was sharing with you all that we were approaching closing on, or we were approaching getting a commitment from New Jersey HMFA We had just received our Aspire Award that previous December, and we believed we were staring down the barrel of getting close to closing. And then last year, we had an administration change and created some ripples around the development space for that impacted the project. In particular, around the work we were doing to produce a new home for Osborne Family Healthcare. And the one big beautiful bill that was voted on in June, which has significant impacts to Medicaid and Medicare, ultimately impacts the program revenue of Osborne. And so we jointly decided that in order to make sure this project stays on track, to really begin focusing on the residential portion of the project. And so it was a significant lift over the spring and summer to kind of make this repivot and work through all of the changes in scope and the modifications needed to our awards to keep the project on track. And just want to applaud the PBCIP team for the amazing work, partnering with John Bond and Miosha and Bridget to be able to work through some of the challenges that we faced in the last year has been difficult. However, I'm happy to say that after prioritizing the residential, we were able to achieve HMFA's 4% LIHTC commitment on February 5th. And that is a significant milestone for the project. And today, around 11 o'clock today, we received word from NJ EDA that our Aspire Award has been fully modified and supported by the board. Two significant milestones, Parkside, that have now the Parkside Place 1 and 2 project on a path to construction closing. So we are anticipating still to be there are still some hurdles we need to work through with the retail side of this project. And we'll be pushing to the last minute to make sure that we can get to closing in April. And this spring, looking forward to a groundbreaking ceremony with all of you invited who have been along for this very long journey. So super excited that we have the commitments in place and closing in sight. Really looking forward to a groundbreaking later on this spring.
That's excellent. That's really good news to hear. We really are grateful that you guys, made the hurdle and, stood the test, because it's been very difficult for a lot of us to do all of the things that we want to do with this administration being as uncontrolled as it has been. So yeah, we're looking forward to the groundbreaking. This has been a project in the process for a long time, and we are happy that the process is now it's got wheels. It had square wheels for a minute. Now it's got round wheels, so it's actually rolling, and that's a good thing. So does anyone have any questions for Aziz regarding this is for Parkside Place, that's on Haddon Avenue? We're still there's nothing to, in my opinion, there's nothing to really like look at this point, because we have to actually get things started as for what type of place it is and all that kind of stuff. That was given to us in meetings. Bridget made that very clear in the state of Parkside, what type of building this was going to be, how it was going to affect people, and what people were going to be included in it. The businesses and everything, that's still, where we are working it out. And it's got more points than not. But if you do have a question in regards to this, please, raise your hand and we can let you ask your question.
So let me just echo what you just said, or better yet, just kind of respond to what you just said. This project is very clearly residential, 30 units, 1 to 3 bedrooms. We've been working on this project now for a number of years. And so really excited that we finally reached this place, this point in the lifespan of the project. Yeah, something to seriously celebrate. And I just want to thank Aziz for his doggedness, his tenacity, his commitment, because he could have walked away. Phoenix and their solutions could have walked away several years ago, but they decided that they were going to maintain their commitment to the project. And so excited about what's to come. So, Miosha, you can take the rendering down. If there are any questions, this is phase one, site one of the project. There is another site which is adjacent to Fayers Market. And so the impact of these projects or this development project will be quite significant. So, any questions while Aziz is here with us?
All right, that's good. I like the patience of everybody that we're learning how to, like, as time goes on, we go on with time. So we're just making things work the best that we can. And, you can't push people to make, is what they say, you can't get blood out of a turnip, as they say. That's the oldest thing I can think of right now. But, when you finally do get what you need, it will be what you want. Same thing with the Hatton Avenue construction. It's ugly right now. It's like going and, getting your eyebrows plucked and they didn't do it right the first time and you got to go back and get them redone. You know what I mean? So that's what it feels like right now. It's like, it's ugly right now, but it'll be okay in a minute. I've seen people sideways. I have never in my life, since I've been living in Camden, and I've been in Camden since I was 10 years old, I have never seen cars parked sideways like this. That's the craziest look. I haven't seen cars parked like that since I lived in Florida. That's the way they park in Florida. And Florida ain't right. I'm just saying. It's not right. But at the end of the day, I'm coming down Hatton Avenue and the cars are parked like on an angle. I'm like, whoa. Like, did I leave New Jersey or something? But it's all good. I mean, it's really cool that, we're adjusting the best way we can. And we want the businesses to stay open and let them know that, no matter how bad it looks right now, when it's finished, people are going to actually be like, hustling to get to your place, because new streets, new streetscapes, trees, and all kinds of beauty that's going to be there. It's going to change the whole idea of what Camden can look like and will look like. And that's a good thing for us. And the businesses, like, they're doing what they can. PBCIP has got their back, letting them know, listen, we're here. We're trying to help you. Between what Bridget is doing and what Nika is doing and what the team is doing, we're trying to help them stay focused, as we always have. We have been doing this since COVID. We do not let businesses fall. We do what we can. We do what we have to do to make sure that people are on point and whatever. We have some upcoming events that's coming soon. One of them, I'm just making sure, Bridge, the open house is now March 6th, right? That's what I got. Because we changed it from February.
Next Friday?
Yeah, we changed it from February 27th to March 6th.
The weather.
Hey, listen, ain't nobody fighting with the weather because we can't win. It's all good. We can't win. I'm not going out there fighting that snow. That snow is bigger than me. It's like an ocean out there. So I'm not doing that. But we do have open house. If you got this flyer, I don't know if you can see it because my thing is kind of like, blurry, but it's a pink flyer. It's so cute. And it's got our building on the front of it, which is our baby right now until we move to a new building. But that's going to be our open house. And internally, a lot of things have changed. And we want people to come and see our new home, temporary home. Because when we move, we out. So, but that's going to be on March 6th. It's going to be from 2 to 4 p.m., 1487 Kenwood Avenue. We want you to come. We're going to have a little light, something to eat. And if you want to really RSVP, you call the office number 964-0440, extension 20. give your name, your address, your phone number, and let them know that you're coming and how many people are coming. And then right behind that in March on the 11th, we're having a financial pop-up that is going to happen. Yeah, Miosha is putting that up on the board for us right now. That's going to be on Wednesday, March the 11th at 1327 Hatton Avenue. That's Curate Noir at 6 p.m. And Miosha will be your host there. She is at 964-0440 extension 15. So let her know that you want to come because she gives some really good information on financial planning, estate planning, and things of that nature. Life is changing. We're getting older. We need to know about more things. I am learning more about trust, how to set up a trust. We also have line dancing with Kenny J. That's coming up on March the 12th. That's the very next day after the financial pop-up. And that's going to be at the same address, 1327 Haddon Avenue. And as you can see, all the people that's in the picture at the bottom, these are people that were really there. These are not AIs. I'm sorry. They're real people. We was actually sweating at this, I only made a couple, but I always watched, to see what was going on. But everybody that came in, they had a good time. So that's on the 12th. And then we don't have anything that's scheduled, but we will have pop-ups just like this one. This one we felt as though it was important for us to do. So we did this one as a pop-up. And we may have a pop-up in April for other reasons. Like there's certain things that's coming on and whatever. Our March community meeting is coming up at the end of March, the last Wednesday in March. It is 25th. Women's History. Yeah, the 25th. Thank you. The Women's History and Health Month. Last year, we did what we call our first Women's Circle. We are doing our second Women's Circle this March coming in. And it's going to be our storytelling circle, where we're going to talk about our past as children and young women, and then leaving our past and then coming into our present as the women that we are turning into and have turned into, the mothers, the grandmothers, the great-grandmothers, whoever we are. And we want to talk about these things openly so that we can have a space to be free in our conversation. This is where we come together and we share our wisdoms. This is where we come together and we talk about the things that may have touched you. You may cry at this meeting. I don't care if you do. I expect you to, because it's what it's all about. It's a thing where women need to come together. We are under so much pressure right now. We are trying to hold down everything as women. We're not saying that the men are not doing it. We're trying to keep them afloat as well. So it's a lot. So this meeting is for that reason, so that we can have our storytelling and we can talk about things, let things out of our system and everything. And that's on the 25th of March. Okay. Our May meeting, we are every other month. So our May meeting is going to look at the LLC issue that's in our community. How many people are buying properties as LLCs and got about 30 to 50 properties underneath of an LLC right here in the city of Camden. They're just going around and buying up property, holding on to the property to wait to see if they can get the better price bid on it, and somebody else will give them more money than what they put out for it. We have to get a control over this. It's just, they're stealing our properties slowly, and we can't let that happen. I know you guys are getting bombarded with, oh, I want to buy your property. Oh, I want to buy your property. It's in the mail. It's on the phone. It's everywhere. Say no. Continue to say no. Do not sell your property. I don't care if they told you Jesus told them. I don't care. No is the answer. They ain't got enough money for the property that you've been in for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. They don't have enough. So we're going to have this conversation. We're putting it together now. We're starting a campaign to let you know, like, somebody trying to steal your house. And we're really saying that. Somebody's trying to steal your house. You know what I'm saying? And just because they think that, because we're neighborhood of, Black and brown people, because some of us are in our senior years and things of that nature, nah, you got the wrong team. No, that's why we all stand together. We stand together. You got a problem, you call that number 856-964-0440. I don't care what extension you get. Somebody on that extension is going to help you. one way or the other. They're either going to transfer you to the person that knows, or they're going to help you from them what they can do. But bottom line is, this is what we're here for. PBCIP is not a standalone thing. That's why we have membership. Our membership is only $12 a year. As a member, you get all the information. You get these flyers, you get everything, you get whatever. We don't push non-members aside, but the members get more because they're members. Membership has its privilege. That's real. Okay. So at the very end of the day, we want you to know what we know, and more sometimes than what most other people know. But tell your neighbors, because if they know and they become members, the more we have, the more unified we are, the stronger we are. If one voice can be a whole, but if one voice turned out to be 1 million voices, imagine how loud it would be. That's the way we're rolling. That's how we're doing it. And because of the fact that even on this Zoom right here, I have more women on this Zoom right now than I do the men, which I'm not saying anything against the men. We got their backs. We are always going to have the men's backs, but we are the leaders. And if we are going to lead, we have to lead together. We have to be on the same page. We have to understand what we're doing. We have to make sure that we're telling each other. We have to be a network of ourselves. And we have to actually provide what we can to help PBCIP go forward with the leadership that we have right now. Because when leadership changes, everything changes. So right now, we need to make sure that we're on point with what we have to do, and making sure that people are in the empowerment of what they need to be able to do the things that they would like to do. Our quality of life is more important to us now. We're in our 40s, 50s, and 60s, and 70s, and 80s. Some of us is 95 years old. For real. I talked to her. She exists. It's real. So we want to get there. All of us want to get to be 95 and then some. But if we stand together as the women that we are, the old Parkside used to be just like that. The old Parkside stood together. That's the reason why they can't really touch us, guys. They can't touch us. Because when we do come together, when we show up in zoning, they're like, oh my God, Parkside is here. This is terrible. Oh, they all got something to say too, and it's like 200 of them. Okay, so that's what we do. We go and make the noise. And they just sit there and just look at us like, yeah, okay. Yeah, and they know we're making sense, and they know we're not going to stand down, and they know we ain't going to take your answer for the answer. But they know that. So that's how we roll. That's Parkside women. That's what we do at the end of the day. So we go to zoning, we go to planning, we go to the state of the city meetings, we go to everything. When they see us, they're like, oh, Parkside's here. Okay. Don't breathe hard, because, they ain't playing. We smile and we cute and we look good all the time. But when we ain't those women, we ain't, nah. Great grandmom, that was her. And because of her, that's who we are. And now this is what we do. So that's what we are. Parkside strong. We got a pride about us. We do what we got to do. We appreciate Alex Darling. We appreciate Greg. We appreciate, Camden Water, Harold, and Joey. We appreciate them coming on board and, recognizing when we need them to come and let us know what's going on. They know that if I don't get an answer, I'm going to keep asking, because that's what I need to do in order for me to get an answer. But we do not have a disrespect for each other. We all have a strong respect for each other, and they have a respect for our community. And people are growing by watching us. Other communities are growing because of what we do. East Camden is getting stronger. Centerville is getting stronger. North Camden is getting stronger because of what Parkside does. And we are not the perfect. Nope, we're not even close to perfect. We're good at what we do because we stand as a unit. We walk like, what's the best thing I can think of? The Transformers, Optimus Prime, when they all come together and become that one thing because they all connect together, that's us. That's us. So that's how we come out. When we come out, we look like Optimus Prime, like, oh shoot, that's the Parkside women. Dag. I know I ain't gonna get this over. This ain't gonna work out tonight. Y'all may be there. Y'all may be in zone until 12, 1 o'clock in the morning if we there. Because we just ain't gonna take no for an answer. Like, we didn't ask for that. We need you to say yes to what we're doing and do it in a hurry. So if you got numbers to your council people, Chris Collins has been doing a great job for us, and we appreciate him so much. Angel Fuentes is staying on board and like making sure and whatever, because I stay in his ear. And they're the only two that I really have to deal with, and Sheila Davis, because that's at large and our council for our ward. That's all I got to deal with. The rest of them is on their own, but they all talk to me at some point in time, because they know that it's important to find out which way is Parkside going. Is there anything that we can do something similar to that? Okay, that's fine. So we also have the mayor, and we have to keep him on board. Cleaning up is great. All of that's great, but we want to know why our taxes are rising. We want to know why these things are changing. We want to know why boarded up properties are still boarded up and it still belongs to the city when it could belong to somebody that could actually like do something with it, like us. We are proving ourselves. We built from the ground up. We sold properties for $129,000 with equity walking in the door. Do not play with us. We're not the ones. Now, with Bridget at the helm, do not take that person for granted. I'm just saying. Don't take her for granted. Because when she comes, she comes. She does not want no, she's not going to be there. Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice. She will come in. You would think Bridget was 9 feet tall and weighed 900 pounds at the end of the day, all muscle. Because she's going to come in and let them know, like, listen, that's not the way that's going to work. We're not doing that. And this is what we want. When she says that, all of us come right behind her and say, yep, that's what she said. That's what we're doing. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's how it goes. We got awarded at the CCP meeting last year. We were all there, we all showed up. It's our thing. They finally gave us something. We were happy, because we wasn't really being paid attention to, because we don't bother people. We don't come asking nobody for nothing. We just do what we do. So they called PBCIP up and whatnot, and Bridget stood up, and Bridget turned around. Y'all saw Malcolm X, right? Y'all saw that? So when Malcolm X turned, when he stood up and he did this, Bridget stood up and turned around and looked at us, and all of us stood up at the same time. That's just how tight we are. It's the craziest thing, but it's what we do. And I'm so really proud. You hear me talking like, I'm so proud to be a part of this, because I'm watching change happen in real time. And all of us are a part of the real time change. I don't care what that crazy orange is doing, and I don't care. If anybody watched the State of the Union, your black card has been revoked. I'm sorry. That's just out. Because we're not watching that. We don't care what he says. We don't care what he does. Midterms are coming. And we have to vote. Drag your friends to the voting booth. By their hair if it don't come off. I don't care how you get them there. Get them there. Make them vote. Tell them if you don't vote, you can't be my friend no more. Tell them if you don't vote, I don't even want to talk to you. You could be laying in the street and I'll walk past you if you don't vote. Be serious about this vote, because when you take the power away from a person who claims that all of what he has belongs to him, he's going to say a whole different thing. And they're trying to say, oh, all of this immigration, 750,000 people in detention centers. Does this sound like Germany? Does this sound like China? Does this sound like the Chinese when they were put in detention centers? Does this sound like the Germans when they did the Jewish and did that? And then the next people they're going to try to come up is us? Oh.
See, this is why you need your own podcast. I told her this like 5 years ago. So I don't know what you're going to call it. I don't know what platform you're going to use, but this is why you need a podcast. So
I was just getting it all out right now, because we have finished with our speakers, and we're so grateful to that. So we can actually conclude this meeting, to be honest with you, but I just wanted to just say that we need to just make sure that we're on point with the vote. If I don't leave you with nothing else, make that your business. Make it your life's blood to get out and vote in this midterm election, and get everybody to be on point with that. because it's so important for us to do that. So I thank all of our guests that came out tonight, American Water, Camden Community Partners, Alex Darling and Greg M, because I mess up his name. Also Harold Sofield from American Water, Joey Rodriguez, and Sinir Weeks Aziz Weeks from Sinir. We are so glad that you guys could come out and spend time with us and give us some updates on everything. And we will be reaching out to you like sometime in the near future or the, spring somewhere to just let us know what's going on and how things are going to go on. And maybe one day I will start a podcast. I don't know. You guys got to let me know if you really need that to be happening, because we just need a conversational piece. We just need something to let people know where we are. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your energy. And we will see you at our next meeting. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you.